Hi, my name is Brandon, and I'm an alcoholic and addict in recovery. Most people in recovery have experienced a relapse dream, where you dream that you've taken your drug of choice or some other drug. Some people in these dreams, they'll even get the high that they used to experience from those drugs. And I've even had situations where I've woken up feeling the after effects of using the drugs. I've woken up feeling hungover after a relapse dream where I drink. And these dreams can be very disturbing, especially if it's one of those dreams where in the dream you realize that you've relapsed. And you know, a lot of times my relapse dreams will be that I'll engage in the drug use and then remember that I'm not supposed to do that. I'm in recovery. And I'll realize what I've done and what it means for my recovery, and I'll panic and I'll get very upset. Those can be unpleasant dreams. But I really like relapse dreams for a few reasons, because I think that I can use them to help with my recovery. So the first thing that I do when I wake up from a relapse dream is I try to get grateful that the actual relapse didn't occur. I mean, relapse dreams in my mind are an opportunity to experience the pain of a relapse without it actually happening. And that's very useful, because I can see through a relapse dream, I can see that pain that I would experience were I to go through a relapse, were I to then see what impact that had on my recovery journey. I can get a window into that through this dream without actually having to experience it. So that's really something to be grateful for. And when I talk to people about their relapse dreams, a lot of people get stuck in the pain that they feel in the dream, and they don't pay enough attention to the relief that is available to them upon awakening. And I think that's a good metaphor for recovery in general. You know, a lot of people stay stuck in the pain that they had in their addiction and don't pay enough attention to the relief, or haven't found access to the relief that's available in recovery. And so, you know, in some ways, relapse dreams are often a mini recovery session for me, where I experience what it's like to go back into my drug use again. Even if it's in the irrational dream state that we're all familiar with, I experience a little bit of what it's like to go into drug use again, and then come out and get to practice what I've learned in my program, which is to be grateful, and then to try to use that as a means of motivating me further. You know, when I have these relapse dreams, I use it as an opportunity to say, okay, is this maybe my brain's way of saying I'm not doing enough in my program? Have I been attending meetings? Have I been in touch with people in the program? Have I been reaching out to try to help people? I really try to look at what are all the different ways that I've engaged in my program recently? And are there any places where I need to redouble my efforts and really make more of an effort? So I think that I can understand why relapse dreams are unpleasant for people. I totally understand that, you know, they're not the most enjoyable dreams that you can have by any means. But for someone in recovery, if you can use them in the right way, and if you can use them to further reinforce your recovery, they're actually really useful dreams to have, because you get to experience just a little piece, a little taste of what it's like to go back into that drug use mindset and then reinforce what you've learned in your program and try to use that to move forward. That's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow with more. Have a good one.